The subjects of this case study are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, focusing specifically on their ongoing negotiation of public and private life. Until 2020, their operational reality was entirely subsumed by a centralized legacy institution, the British royal family, headquartered at Buckingham Palace. Historically, the structural bones of this monarchy are rigid. You do not resign, you serve for life. Decoupling from this framework violates centuries of established precedent. The catalyst for our analysis is the couple's return to the United Kingdom in August 2026, where they relocated to a private, non-royal residence and enrolled their children in British schools. This relocation exposes a distinct research problem. The way global media frames this geographic return frequently conflicts with the couple's documented operational reality. When public perception diverges from logistical facts, it creates friction in public relations and complicates policy, particularly regarding state-funded security. By examining this event, we get a live model of how high-profile figures navigate the complex intersection of public legacy, private enterprise, and security logistics. The operational shifts of the Sussex transition reflect the theory of institutional decoupling, which occurs when an entity separates its formal structure from its actual daily activities. In public relations, this looks like a unified, centralized core fracturing into smaller, autonomous nodes. In this specific case, we observe a subtheory called Y-shaped professional separation. The couple maintains a unified base, their joint foundation, but diverges into separate professional branches. This brings us to our first research question. How is their geographic return to the UK framed by divergent media outlets? Second, how do their prior legal milestones and strategic shifts over the last 6 years dictate their current operational status? Establishing this theoretical framework allows us to separate wild media speculation from empirical logistical facts on the ground. Our primary dataset relies on news reporting from August 2026, immediately following the couple's return announcement. We analyzed exactly 22 global news outlets to capture a broad spectrum of editorial positioning. Our secondary dataset is a longitudinal event timeline spanning from their exit in 2020 through 2026. We applied comparative media discourse analysis to the news data to measure how different outlets constructed the narrative of their return. For the timeline, we used event mapping to strictly track legal rulings, major logistical shifts, and financial boundaries. By combining these two methodologies, we can isolate factual realities from constructed media narratives. This diagram maps the chronology of the institutional exit. The timeline begins in early 2020, when the couple officially stepped down as working royals, with a strict mandate to become financially independent. By June 2020, they established their first major logistical boundary by moving to Montecito, California, cementing a physical geographic decoupling from the United Kingdom. The timeline advances to May 2024, a critical legal milestone. Prince Harry lost a challenge against the UK Home Office regarding his taxpayer-funded police protection. The specific consequence of this ruling was a permanent shift to non-taxpayer, bespoke security arrangements for his family while on British soil. Moving to August 2026, the couple announced their relocation back to Britain, explicitly choosing a private, non-royal residence outside London. The concurrent enrollment of their children in British schools serves as a definitive logistical indicator of their long-term geographic presence. The parameters of their 2026 return were not spontaneous. They were dictated by the legal and security precedents finalized in the courts over the preceding 4 years. When we run the discourse analysis through NewsCord, the data reveals a stark framing divide. The first distinct framing model projects institutional reintegration, heavily implying that the couple might resume future working roles within the royal family. This chart illustrates contrasting stances. The Telegraph states the move raises the prospect of official duties. Conversely, NBC News reinforces their non-working status, citing sources confirming they remain private individuals. A secondary finding reveals a significant omission. 7 out of 9 sampled outlets completely ignored the couple's ongoing commercial ventures, such as Meghan's lifestyle brand. Omitting this commercial context skews the audience's understanding of the professional separation strategy. It effectively erases their private revenue streams from the public narrative. This quantitative divide shows that media outlets actively construct an ongoing institutional tension, keeping a conflict alive in print even when the legal status is firmly settled. To bypass the media narrative, we have to look directly at the empirical operational footprint of their 2026 UK return. During his first week back, Prince Harry executed 4 days of self-funded charity work, attending events for organizations like Scotty's Little Soldiers and Wellchild. This independent scheduling operates entirely outside the official state-sanctioned royal diary. The couple does not cross-reference or clear their calendar with the legacy institution. By utilizing high-visibility, independent philanthropic events, they maintain a pseudo-institutional aura. They execute the duties of public figures, but without official constraints. This self-funded operational footprint proves total independence from the legacy institution, fulfilling the exact parameters of the Y-shaped professional separation model. This diagram visualizes our macro-analysis, showing the overlap of private status, media framing, and public security. Looking at their intersection, it's clear reporters often rely on historical precedent over current legal reality. Concurrently, executing a successful professional separation inherently requires maintaining high-visibility public security. Operating globally at this scale is impossible without it. This carefully calibrated strategy allows the actors to generate private commercial revenue, while keeping their public visibility and philanthropic influence at an institutional level. The Sussexes have successfully built an independent power base outside the legacy institution by exploiting the gap between their documented operational reality and the media's perception of it. This brings us to the tangible policy implications derived from the 2024 Home Office security litigation. There is an immediate need for clear, standardized policy guidelines for RAVIC, the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures. RAVIC must establish immutable frameworks for how it assigns taxpayer-funded security to non-working alumni. Ambiguity in this process only invites future litigation. This analysis leads to 3 specific conclusions. First, the 2026 return to the UK occurs strictly within a private, non-working capacity. Second, high-profile actors can successfully execute a Y-shaped professional separation. It operates as a viable mechanism to build an independent power base. Third, the media framing of institutional defectors often lags significantly behind the legal and operational realities established by the actors themselves. As the landscape of modern media evolves, we will continue to see this enduring tension. The mechanics of institutional decoupling are precise and legal, but public perception takes much longer to catch up.